The lie that keeps talented people playing small. You know what breaks my heart? It's watching brilliant people, talented people, hardworking people sit in rooms every single day believing that somebody else has to give them permission to become successful. Hi, my name is Lizette. I'm a personal transformation and mindset coach. I help people from all around the world who find it challenging to achieve personal or professional goals, even when taking the right steps. This is the lie that keeps talented people playing small. And recently, during one of my corporate engagements, something happened that reminded me just how deeply this conditioning runs. A team member just had a massive breakthrough, a big, the kind of achievement that saves projects, impresses executives, moves numbers, and creates real business impact. And everybody knew this, but there was one problem. It was the timing. You see, annual bonuses, promotions, and salary increments were about to be finalized. And his achievement happened just a little too late in the financial cycle. So during one of our morning stand up sessions, he spoke about it. And I'll never forget the emotion in his voice because it wasn't just about money, it was deeper. You could hear the disappointment, the frustration, the feeling of I did something valuable, but unless leadership notices it, unless they validate it, unless they officially recognize it, I lose. And in that moment, I realized something. There are millions of people living exactly like this, working hard, being talented, adding value, but emotionally trapped inside a system that taught them you are only worth what somebody else decides you are worth. And today, I need to talk to you about that because freedom, real freedom, is sometimes just one mindset shift away. Now, listen, this is not an attack on corporate. I still work with incredible companies, amazing leaders, brilliant teams. Corporate environments can teach you discipline, leadership, systems communication, and growth. But if you are not careful, they can also quietly condition you to wait, condition you to wait for approval, for recognition, for permission. Wait for somebody else to decide your value. And the scary part? Most people don't even realize that it's happening. You start believing that your future lives in someone else's hands. Your confidence becomes attached to performance reviews. Your self worth becomes attached to bonus letters. Your identity becomes attached to job titles. And before you know it, you stop seeing yourself as a creator. You start seeing yourself as an employee only. That is dangerous because some of the most talented people in the world are sitting in offices right now, underpaid, undervalued, overqualified, waiting to be chosen. And maybe that's you. Maybe you've convinced yourself when leadership sees me, then my life will change. When I get promoted, then I'll finally feel successful. When they validate me, then I will believe in myself. But what if your next level doesn't begin when they recognize you? It begins when you recognize yourself. That changes everything. See, when I spoke to the gentleman afterwards, I realized something powerful. The issue wasn't actually the bonus, it wasn't even the promotion. The real issue was belief. Deep down, he believed his income potential depended entirely on staying inside one structure, one company, one hierarchy, one path. And I understand that thinking because many of us were raised that way, even myself. Get a stable job, stay loyal, work hard for 40 years, climb slowly, wait your turn. But the world has changed, opportunities have changed, and the economy has changed. And the people who thrive today are often people willing to challenge their old beliefs. Now, hear me carefully. I'm not saying that everybody must quit their jobs tomorrow. That's not what this is about. It's about understanding that your skills, your knowledge, your experience, as well as your gifts have value far beyond one building, one manager, one company. Imagine realizing that. Imagine realizing that you're not trapped. Imagine realizing that you have options. Imagine realizing that you could apply internally or externally, or start consulting, or coach, or build something, or create additional income streams, or reinvent yourself entirely. But most people never even explore those options because mentally they are still asking for permission. And this is why coaching changes lives. Because sometimes people don't need more motivation, they need a breakthrough, a deep internal shift. And that's why when I work with clients, we go deep, not surface level motivation, not fake positivity, not just think happy thoughts. We really identify limiting beliefs. The invisible stories controlling our lives. Stories like, I'm not ready, I need more qualifications, I can't leave, I'm too old, I'm not confident enough, I need security. What if I fail? What will people think? And here's what most people don't understand. Those beliefs didn't randomly appear. They came from somewhere. Parents, teachers, society, past experiences, fear, conditioning. So during our sessions, we identify them. We trace them back to their source. Then something powerful happens. The client begins reframing those beliefs, not just into fantasy, but into truth. Because the truth is, many people are already capable, far more than they allow themselves to believe. And once that truth clicks emotionally, everything starts to change. Their confidence changes, their posture changes, their energy changes, their decisions change, their standards change. Sometimes after one session, one session. Because when somebody finally sees themselves differently, their entire life trajectory changes. I've seen people walk into coaching sessions defeated and walk out looking like an entire different human being. Why is that, you might ask? Because identity drives behavior. So if you believe that you are powerless, you behave powerlessly. If you believe that you need permission, you wait. If you believe that you are stuck, you stop exploring possibilities. But when somebody really truly realizes, I am valuable, I am capable, I do have options, I can create more, their nervous system changes, their body language changes, their voice changes, even the way they walk changes. You can see the shift immediately. And then comes the real work, because awareness alone is not enough. Execution matters. That's why after coaching sessions, clients don't just leave with inspiration, they leave with assignments, actions, implementations, a 7-day sprint, because transformation happens when thought becomes action. And by the second session, something different has happened. Sometimes the difference is unbelievable. The person sitting in front of me is no longer shrinking themselves. They no longer apologize for wanting more. They no longer wait for validation. Now they are moving, they are applying, creating, building, negotiating, positioning themselves differently. And that's the power of mindset transformation. And maybe this video found you at exactly the right time. Maybe you have been feeling stuck. Maybe you don't know what you're capable of, but you know that you are capable of more. Maybe you've spent years proving yourself to everybody except yourself. Maybe you've been waiting for somebody to choose you, to promote you, to validate you, to approve you. Meanwhile, there are other versions of you waiting on the other side of one courageous decision, one application, one conversation, one shift, one breakthrough. You don't need to become somebody else. You need to finally see who you already are. That's a difference. And look, I know the change is comfortable. I have gone through that myself. Sitting in this chair means I had to transition from something before to who I am right now. I know uncertainty is scary, but staying trapped in this life that no longer aligns with who you are becoming is painful too. And eventually, the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the fear of change. That's usually when transformation begins. So, if this message resonates with you today, and if deep down you know that you are meant for more, then I want you to do something powerful for yourself right now. Go to the description below, click on the contact link, and book a free 20-minute breakthrough session with me. Because your breakthrough may be closer than you think. Let's identify what's really holding you back. Let's uncover the beliefs limiting your growth. And let's determine how I can help you reach your next level personally, professionally, and financially. And if you've enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, comment, breakthrough below in the comments. That way you and I can hold each other accountable for making this our best and most successful year yet.